Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching CNN News 18's World Cup special, Kings of Cricket. From today, we kickstart our special coverage of the marquee tournament, the ICC Men's World Cup, that starts soon with defending champions England taking on New Zealand in a repeat of the 2019 final at the Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. The special thing this time, of course, is that India is hosting the World Cup alone for the very first time. Previously, of course, in 1987, India have hosted the World Cup with Pakistan. And then in 2011, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh were also co-hosts. So a total of 48 matches will be played at 10 locations with the 10 teams battling it out with all the rest for the prestigious trophy. The tournament will be played in the same format as the 2019 World Cup. 10 teams playing against each other at least once in a single round-robin format, with the top 4 moving along into the semi-finals. So India has failed to win an ICC trophy for the last 10 years. And this World Cup is as good an opportunity India has had in a long time to get their hands on that big title. There is no doubt that India are the top contenders and the team to beat, not just by the virtue of being the host, mind you, but by virtue of being the top one-day side as we speak. India started its campaign on October 8 against Australia at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium in Chennai, and we'll talk more about that and other things in the next 1 hour in our mega World Cup preview. But first, let me introduce to you our World Cup panel, starting with legendary Mohinder Amarnath himself, who was one of the star performers for the Indian team in the 1983 World Cup win that kick-started it all for us. Former India cricketer Venkatesh Prasad is also going to be with us. With us is going to be Murli Kartik, former India cricketer himself. Completing our spin attack of sorts is former England cricketer Graham Swan as well. And finally, senior cricket journalist and commentator Ayaz Menon will be joining us. Remember to tune in for the entire duration of the World Cup coverage. Hear the views and the analysis of these top cricketing minds with a world of experience on the field. In fact, let me go across to one of our panelists, our experts joining us in the studio itself. It's none other than Murli Kartik. Kartik, thanks a lot for being here. How excited are you first up? Another World Cup at home.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, first of all, Shivani, and a bit of a homecoming for me.
Yeah.
It's nostalgic because I did the 2011 World Cup with CNN.
So you're going to be a lucky mascot again or not?
Yeah, maybe. So, but the only difference being that it was at a different venue, the studio, and also we had all our panelists sitting in one spot. So right now I'm the only one sitting next to you. And the others are in different parts of the world.
Well, we live in a post-COVID world, so this is how it is. But I can see all of our guests now joining us from all parts of the world, of course. Jimmy Paji, let me come to you. Does this team have what the Kapil's Devils had? Because we are looking for the hat-trick of World Cup titles this year.
Definitely. I think there are a lot of reasons for that. First of all, hello to everybody and the entire panel over there, and a very big hello to you, Shivani. Good to see you there.
Yes.
And definitely, actually, I think we are playing at home. We have the team, we have the support of the crowd and the people, and the emotions are going to be there. The wickets are also going to be our liking. So I think we have a very, very good chance to win the World Cup.
I'll take quick opening comments from all of our panelists. What a wealth of experience, a world of experience we have. And certainly this is the place to be. Just like India is going to be the team to beat, CNN News 18 World Cup coverage is the coverage to watch out for. Let me go across to Venki as well. Venki, we are looking forward to your very, very key critiques during this World Cup. You've got everybody, hooked on Twitter with your straight speak, with your plain speak. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, don't brand me like that. I'm just saying the facts, and I'm just going to stick to that for sure.
Yeah.
Say what I see, call a spade for sure, no doubt about it, whether it's India or whether it's any other team for that matter. It's not that I'm just critic of one particular player or one particular team as such. So, having said that, look, this is celebration time for every every nation, cricket playing nation especially, and India especially, because we are hosting and we are hosting the whole competition here, and the team looks superb. It looks set now. Well, a few months back we had some some concerns about who's going to bat at number 4 and so on and so forth. But then now I think things have solved, and they're looking in good stead and also in good confidence as well, having won the Asia Cup. So I think everything is going towards India's favor. The home condition, home crowd, and they know, and of course they know the pitches as well. So in that sense, I think everything is going India's favor.
Yes, of course, we're going to talk about the combination that has been such a heated debate in the last few months leading up to the World Cup. Is it truly settled, or could there still be surprises? Because certainly as far as the squad is concerned, till the very last moment, there was a surprise when it came to Ashwin. But I'll get to that in just a bit. Opening comments from Swani as well. I know that Karthik and Swan are great friends, so we're looking forward to that as well.
Namaskaram, Swani Dada.
Hello, mate. How are you? Hello to everyone. I'm glad I'm here because obviously England are the holders of the World Cup. So we're the team to beat. Never mind India winning the Asia Cup in home advantage. England are the team to beat. But being serious, India look very, very strong going into this. And everyone in England is very nervous about your boys in blue. But hopefully it's going to be a brilliant tournament. It always is. The World Cup is a very special event. But I'm quietly confident that at least we'll beat Australia at some point.
Right, absolutely. We'll take your thoughts on the top contenders in just a bit, but quick opening comments from Ayaz Memon as well. Ayaz, there's been a lot of debate about the ODI format itself. And everybody looks at the World Cup to really keep that excitement around the format alive. And a World Cup in India couldn't have come at a better time for a format that has been almost declared dead.
Well, I mean, Shivani, I think this World Cup could be the kiss of life for the ODI format. I mean, there's been so much talk about whether the ODI format is relevant any longer with the T20 being so invasive, and still a vast majority of players saying that we need to preserve Test cricket. So the ODI format has been kind of almost been left a little orphaned. But this could be a game changer where the ODI format is concerned. It all depends on how the competition pans out. I remember that in 1987, when the tournament first came to the subcontinent, we had a crackling tournament. I mean, India and Pakistan both didn't make it to finals, but the tournament was fantastic. So too in 1996, where we lost in the semis, but it was a great tournament. So hopefully, playing in the subcontinent, and remember that all the other teams that are coming here, barring maybe Pakistan, the players have all played in the IPL. They're familiar with the conditions, with the pitches, and obviously all the Indian players. So while playing at home is an advantage, it's not such a big advantage as one it is usually imagined.
The summer of 1983 at Lord's. When Team India crushed the dominant Caribbean team. No one can forget that night of 2011 when Dhoni finished off in style.
He finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup.
Rohit Sharma and team are now all set to battle it out. Their aim is to win the World Cup for a third time and yet again at home. Days before the big event, Team India became world's best ODI team and also won the Asia Cup for an 8th time. This will definitely boost the confidence of the men in blue coming in. The Swedes against the Aussies also proved to be a perfect practice.
Oh, that's close, very close indeed.
But when it comes to a World Cup, our recent memory isn't great. Heartbreaks in 2015 and 2019, staggering performances in group stages, batting order crumbling like packs of cards.
Ashwin, 6 in the bank. Treadwell misses, Dhoni misses, but it doesn't matter. India win the Champions Trophy.
India last won an ICC title in 2013 when MS Dhoni-led side beat England in the Champions Trophy final. And since then, India have featured in 8 knockout matches but failed to lift a title. It was the same story in T20 World Cups. They lost the final in 2014 and were bundled out in the semis twice. India have lost 2 successive World Test Championship finals in 2021 and 2023 and lost the Champions Trophy final in 2017. So when the men in blue take on the field this time around, expectations will be as high as they've ever been. Can Rohit Sharma and company live up to that pressure? Can India become a world champion for a third time?
Let me begin with Jimmy Paji. I want to understand from you, Jimmy Paji, what do you think makes the Rohit Sharma squad different from, let's say, the last two editions for India? Because as we just refresh the memory of our viewers, it's not a great memory to have. How is this team different?
No, I think current teams are always different to the past, to be very honest. And because it's a very experienced team, Rohit Sharma himself, a very experienced player. He's played in a number of World Cup earlier and he's been around. Then Virat Kohli is there, and then many more players are around. And when you have youth and experience together, I think this is what makes all the difference, makes a stronger candidate to win the World Cup, to be very honest. It's not that other teams don't have that. See, everybody's coming here to win the World Cup. England is a good side, Australia and New Zealand. And Pakistan are always, unpredictable side. They can play sometime very good, sometime very poor, for that matter. So I think we have the combination right here. As far as spinners are concerned, it's good to see Bumrah getting back, in fitness and all that thing. Pandya is doing well. So basically, they're all in good form. But it's a fresh tournament. So I think one has to forget what they have achieved, what they have done in the past. So they have to start very fresh. And according to me, the real tournament starts when you get into close to the knockout stages. Because earlier matches, sometimes you have an opportunity to come back. If you lose one, you have the matches to play against poor side and weaker side. So I think we have everything ready, but I think it depends how we play on that particular day. I think they have to be very consistent on each and every game to become the champions.
Karthik, is the fact that, we've chopped and churned our playing 11 a little bit too often, that's been the consistent complaint, or things that maybe have been puzzling the fans a little bit. Do you think that's a bit of a concern for us going in, or do you think now we've settled as much as we could have?
I think that has been a result of a few things. The pandemic was a cause, and then lots of cricket being played, lots of players were getting a lot of breaks. But coming into the tournament, the one thing which you want is consistency in the fact that your squad, your 15 are together, they're playing games together. That's what happened, at least close to the Asia Cup. Yes. Australian series, the first two games, many players got a break. Then even the last game, not everybody turned up together. Look, it's an interesting one. Teams of now will always say, oh, players are playing too much, they need a break. Is that the case? It's a debate for a different day.
But do you know on a given day what playing 11 is going to come out? That's really the criticism, isn't it? You don't really know.
That's because of everybody wanting to get a break. So it's a tough one, isn't it? You've got players good enough to make the playing 11, but there are also others who are getting a break for whatever reasons, whether it's handling the workload management, as the word is used nowadays. It's quite a bit of it happening. And that's been happening for the last 2 or 3 years. So,
but we're settled now, you think?
I suppose in terms of the squad, we are settled. But in terms of the playing 11, because everybody's been amongst runs, so it's a problem of plenty. And also you want someone like a Surya Kumar Yadav, who was picked in the one-day squad because of his heroics in T20 cricket. And he's got the X factor. So can they fit him in the 11? Personally, for me, I prefer Ishan Kishan as a wicket keeper, and also for his left-handedness. But I'm pretty sure that KL Rahul will, he's a brilliant batter, but as a keeper, I prefer Ishan Kishan. So I would say there's still a few things up for.
So we're going to do that a little bit in detail, because there are a couple of spots where we have the problem of plenty, both as far as the middle order is concerned and of the bowling lineup as well. So I'm going to go to that in just a bit. But Venki, what do you think? Who are India's, if we take for granted that India, of course, is the big contender, who are the other big teams that you think are the ones to watch out for, and why?
Look, there is going to be, Australia, no doubt about it, because of sheer experience and the history that they have playing big tournaments. They're a big team, the team to watch out for in big tournaments. And also there is New Zealand, who's been extremely consistent when it comes to big tournaments as well. So we need to watch out for Australia, New Zealand. England has a good side, there is no doubt about it. But then how well they adapt to the condition, to the situation, I think we need to wait and watch. And And there can be, maybe a South Africa, being a fourth team, can be a South Africa, who knows? Because most of the South African players, they play in the IPL. So they understand the condition. They know what is expected of them, in different venues, having played the IPL. So in that sense, I think they can be a contender for the top four teams.
They've obviously not played a lot of cricket, South Africa, but as they got into the World Cup cycle, they've certainly made their mark. And maybe, who knows, they're going to enjoy some of the pitches in India because they've been touching 400 and near abouts quite a few matches. But Graham, I know you're going to back England, no surprises there, but they've got a few issues, isn't it, coming in?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's always issues with an England team going into a World Cup. I think the bowling is the main issue. The spinners are fairly good, but they've not done that well in India before, so they want to increase their performance there. The batting, I think, takes care of itself. Stokes going in at 3 is very good for England, and you've got some fantastic explosive players, but I just don't think we're quite there yet, not in India. I do panic about our middle order playing against quality spin on Indian tracks, so I hope they prove me wrong, because obviously as an England fan, I really want England to put up a good showing over.
I do want to touch upon now the things some of our panelists have mentioned, which is exactly what could be the right balance for India. Since I have such great cricketing minds with us, let me first begin with the bowling, in fact. Of course, as Ayaz mentioned, we've got Hardik Pandya, we've got Jadeja, a cinch to get into the team because of their all-round abilities. But amidst the others, which includes Ashwin, Kuldeep, Shami, Shardul Thakur, I'm of course taking it for granted that Bumrah and Siraj are in the team. Who really gets in for you? So Jimmy Paji, I want to bring that question to you first up. What is the ideal bowling lineup for you, Jimmy Paji, for this for the World Cup? I know it's going to be a little bit horses for courses, but just generally speaking.
No, I believe one thing, like in World Cup especially, depends which country and where you're playing. I think when you talk about England, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, more or less, if you see the nature of the wickets are more or less similar, where the ball comes nicely onto the bat and you can play your shot. But when you play in India, the nature of the wicket slows down. The bounce is low. It's not the same, you can just hit on the top all the time. Sometimes you have to grind, sometimes you have to spend time over there and get used to the nature of the wicket, where the ball comes slowly off the track. So I think you have to make a lot of adjustment when you especially playing in India. So definitely in India, I think you need to go with the all-rounders, more of all-rounders. Kuldeep is bowling brilliantly.
Yes.
Ashwin coming in, I say it's a good news. I think he should have been there anyway. Why should, question should be asked. Maybe some people ask about his fielding and all that. Don't forget, in 1983, we didn't have a great fielding side. You win a World Cup and you take wickets. You have to bowl out a side. Only then you can't just contain them all the time. So I think it's a combination of all-rounders and main bowlers. Then I think you have a good side, good strokes. The batting is fabulous when you talk about India. Most of the guys, they are used to wicket, they like to play shots. And I think that what 20 cricket has done, I think the last 20 overs they can plan, or last 10 overs they can plan their innings much better. So that way, I think all the teams probably looking from this. I was thinking when Ayaz was saying, like when Ashwin was not there, probably other teams were preparing differently. But I don't think it makes any difference, to be very honest, because when you're selecting your side, you're selecting to your strength. Doesn't matter who is the opposition.
Venki, what do you think? Actually, Kuldeep Yadav has been our star bowler this year. So do you think he finds a place in the team, in this playing 11?
He has to play in the 11, I feel, straight away, without even giving a second thought to his inclusion, because I think he's changed his approach towards bowling, and I'm sure Murali Karthik can talk more about Kuldeep, and I am extremely impressed with Kuldeep Yadav's bowling, his trajectory, his flight, his variations. Whether it's the wrong ones or whether it's his bowling strength, that's the ball coming back into the right-hand batter, and he mixes it up extremely well. He's in good shape as well in terms of his fitness. Yes, batting is an issue, but then come on, I mean, you can't, if the top 7, 8 can't do it, you can't expect the 11 batter to go and score some runs. But here, as a bowler, he should be there in the 11, or any bowler for that matter should be there in the 11 to get wickets and not to score runs.
I want to now look at the big question of the batting lineup, certainly the middle order. So obviously some of it selects itself, but there is a question of who are the two who get in. As far as the 4 of KL Rahul, Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav and Shreyas Iyer are concerned, because not all of them are going to be able to play. I ask here, who gets the upper hand as far as you are concerned?
I mean, I think that, the choice in the top line, or the top order will be between KL Rahul and Ishan Kishan. I don't see Surya Kumar Yadav as the immediate starter if one of them makes the cut, because one of them will also keep wickets. I think, just going by what Murali Karthik said earlier, I think the choice may be, or could be, Ishan Kishan to keep wickets, because he also bats left-handed, gives you that little bit of an option. But KL Rahul has come back so strongly after turning to the squad. It's a very tough call.
Venki, you want to weigh in here? Lots of debate has happened, and I love coming to you for the KL Rahul question as well, but leave that aside. I do want to ask you, who gets in for you?
I mean, who is stopping you not to ask the question on KL Rahul? Look, I think KL Rahul will bat at number 4. First 3 anyway, they select themselves, Shubman Gill, Rohit and Virat Kohli. Number 4 would be KL, 5 would be Ishan Kishan, for the simple reason, I wouldn't say, I would say Surya Kumar Yadav may not figure in the 11 in the first few matches. And also, that left-hand batter, that sort of, that variation also they need. Otherwise, everybody from top 1 to 6, suppose if Surya Kumar Yadav plays or a Shreyas Iyer plays at number 5, and then Pandya at number 6. So top 6 batters are all they're all right-hand batters. So in that sense, I would say probably 4 would be KL and 5 would be Ishan. And still, I would I feel that the team management would look at KL Rahul as a keeper and Ishan Kishan to take the field.
Okay.
Yeah, Venks, you and me might want a left-hander in the middle, but you have to remember that before Shreyas Iyer had the back spasm, he was the original number 4. Who was batting well, and then he had the back spasm. He opened the door for KL Rahul, who got runs. Ishan Kishan, for his left-handedness, should come in, and obviously he's a better bet as a gloveman overall. And I feel, having watched all these games up close, that KL Rahul is a better fielder, but he's got a better arm and moves around better. So I would rather want Ishan Kishan to bat in the middle, and Shreyas Iyer is the number 4. KL has been batting at number 5 for India.
Fair enough. I would probably it's between KL and Shreyas, I feel. And KL, why they want him to keep is only because he's already been injured, running, chasing the ball in an IPL. So they don't want that injury to recur. So in that sense, I would still feel that they would go with the KL as a wicket keeper.
If you look at the statistics, it's a little marginal, Jimmy Paji, but Shreyas Iyer's strike rate is better than KL Rahul. It's marginal, but it is better. And you do need, if you have to make a decision which is as minute as this, you look at some of these things, because otherwise, as all of you are talking about it, it's a toss-up, frankly. And I think sometimes it depends on who the captain prefers, isn't it?
Yeah, he's the boss, so he has to decide. Doesn't matter what we say, I think captain will have the last laugh over there. And definitely, but I think it's good to have a left-hander in the top order, to be very honest. I think if you have a left and right-hand combination to start with, I think it helps. If you get a good start, then probably they can take it from there.
But I'm with everyone else. You have to get Kishan in there. You have to get the lefty in there. And he's brilliant in his own right. I definitely think he's the better glove man. I think Sky is the best player in the world over the last couple of years. And then, how about not playing Virat Kohli? I'm joking. You've got to play Virat. Honestly, I tell you what, anyone who doesn't get in the Indian team, come and play for England. We'll take them. We'll have the United Nations.
How about you give us Ben Stokes? How about you give us Ben Stokes, and maybe you can have a pick minus Virat Kohli and Gill.
What, a straight swap? Kohli for Stokes. I'll take that.
No. That's not how it will work. But congratulations, Ben Stokes is back and we're looking forward to watching him in this World Cup. I can bet you on that one. I do thank all of our panelists for joining us. What a pleasure having all of these cricketing minds on CNN News 18. Many thanks. Karthik will be in the studio with us, and of course all of our other guests will be joining us throughout this coverage, especially on India match days. Make sure to tune in. I take your leave. Thanks a lot for watching.